All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we have got a market watch video lined up. And I know, I get it. You know, a lot of people dread these videos, but some people like them. But you guys know me. I like to have a little bit of something for everybody in these videos. And at the end of the video, I'll have everything timestamped in the general description. So you'll be able to hop to the end of the video where I'm going over a game of Sabo, if that's more your style. So don't worry, guys. And I'll have everything timestamped, of course, in the general description. So you can hop to wherever you want to in the video. But yeah, today we are going to be doing a market watch video. That'll be the bulk of today's video. We got to talk about the OP-07 prices. We got to talk about a lot of prices today, guys, because my video yesterday went over the new PRB-01 set coming out after OP-08. And in that set, there are going to be tons of reprints of extremely, not extremely expensive, but like cards that were just too overpriced. And we're going to be seeing a lot of reprints in there. So that should be really, really nice. But we'll talk about that more as we get into this video. All right, let me give you guys a quick layout of the whole thing because we do have a lot to talk about. First, we're going to be checking out over at the Bandai One Piece TCG YouTube page. They put out they just put out a advertisement, like a commercial for the new starter decks coming out. We'll look at that. It's just a very lighthearted video. It's going to be like, you know, it's like a 30-second video. We'll check that out real quick. But from there, we'll go over to the main portion of the video, which is going to be the market watch. First, we'll check out OP-07. So it's like three parts within the market watch. First, you know, we'll be checking out the OP-07 prices. Then we will check out the prices overall. You know, some of the stuff that has been going up and down in the market, and especially a lot of stuff has been going down since the PRB-01 cards have been revealed. Or at least some of the cards have been revealed. Okay, then we'll go from there over to the very last part of the market watch where we'll check out what decks are costing currently over on this. Most of it's going to be on TCGplayer.com, but that last part will be on Limitless TCG, where the decks are already built and they use TCG Player's prices as a reference for what it would cost to buy the decks completely, you know, from scratch. Okay, then we will finish off the video with a game of red-yellow Sabo. That'll be a lot of fun. We'll talk about that more when we get to it. All right, you know what you're getting into. Let's dive into this. We got a lot to talk about, like I said, so let's get this over with. Okay. First up, we got the video here. Check this out. Volume's off. It's in Japanese. I will link this down in the comment section below for those who are interested. All right, I'm going to hit play. The volume is off. Check this out. Okay, they're playing. You know, I love that. They're playing One Piece like at a cafe with just the straight up starter mat. You know, no sleeves on their cards. You love to see that. That is a good sight. I know it's all scripted. I know it's all staged, but still, it's, you know, this is what we're going for, right? This is what we hope to have. Okay, you check this guy out with the glasses. He's got the perfect middle part. You love to see it. The collar's all the way buttoned up to the neck here. Okay. Oh, there they are, guys. These are the new starter decks. There they are in all their glory. ST 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And for those who are not aware, these are going to be actually pretty decent starter decks. I would like to eventually do content on each one of them where I play straight from the box what they are, or, you know, on the sim. I'll probably do it. I don't have time to go do that stuff in real life, making videos every single day. But I would like to play these, you know, the equivalent of what's from the box on the sim and showing how good these decks are potentially. And I'll say from there if I think you need to make a few quick adjustments so that way you can play on a budget. New players will know what to get, you know, going into the game. And that will probably be its entire own series that I do for each one of these. Excuse me. But I do have to wait for these cards. The cards have been revealed. We know what's going to be in each one of these starter decks already. But I need to wait for these cards to be updated on the sim so that I can actually play them and like show it off in that way in a video format. But really good stuff here, guys. And one more thing I do want to mention on these before we finish out the video. It's just a 30-second video. Each one of these, number one, they have new leaders. Like, remember, OP-0 or ST-01 was Luffy, and then the green one was Eustace Kid. The blue one was Crocodile. Purple was Kaido. Black was Sakazuki, and yellow was Lin. Well, now they have brand new leaders. It seems like Bandai has kind of figured out what they want each starter deck to actually consist of now. They have a good feel for how the game is progressing and what will be good for new players to get into, to get them interested, and to be able to make these really cool starter decks. And then one more thing, piggybacking off of that, is these starter decks, in my personal opinion, you know, everyone's going to have their own different opinion, right? Excuse me. I actually think these starter decks are way better than the original starter decks. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to recheck later, and if someone knows off the top of their head, correct me in the comment section below. I think all of these starter decks have at least 8 2K counters and a searcher. Like that is a very good step in the right direction to get new players in the game, so they don't just get blown out when they open one of these packs and go to a local. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so they're just checking it out. There's not a whole lot going on in this commercial, and I don't speak Japanese. You'll have to watch the video for yourself and watch the translation. Okay, this guy's upset because I think he just got beat by the new starter decks. They're too strong. Okay, really cool. And there's like the final thing there, and then it ends off. Okay, really good stuff there. Now, let's hop back over to the main part of of today's video where we check out the market watch. Okay, I have it sorted by prices, highest to lowest. Let me do best match, and I think I want to do best selling. These are features that you can do on the site. So this is what we should sort by. I typically don't go over the alt art stuff, guys. You're going to have to bear with me. You'll at least be able to see the alt art prices on here, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on those because those totally fluctuate depending on what's winning in the format and all kinds of different random, factors here and there. But the 3 cards I want to look at, and really, actually, it's really 4. Excuse me. You can see them all on here. It is Ace, Sabo, Luffy, and then Sanji. These are probably the 4 most expensive cards in the set at their lowest possible rarity. Excuse me, and that is for a reason. They are kind of the best cards in the set, or also the most rare cards. Like in the case of Sabo, this isn't really necessarily the best card in the set, but it is still a very good card, and it's a secret rarity. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, my throat. Ace is a very good card. It's played as a 4 of in the decks it's played in, and it's a secret rarity. That's why this card is $35. I'm not justifying it. I'm just telling you why the price point is where it is. I want these prices to all go down. But here's the good news. Other than these 4 cards, other than Ace, Luffy, Sabo, and Sanji, everything else is extremely affordable already. Remember, guys, at the time of me recording this video, this is still the very first week of the OP-07 release in the West, right? Or is it the second week? I can't remember now. It's the first or the second week is the point. So, this is still a brand new set, and the prices have already gone down to, look at this, Jinbei, $2. Now, it does say probably around $3.50 if you're actually, looking to buy play sets, the market price. I know that's not what market price means, but if you actually look at it, that's kind of more like what it translates to. Because look at all this. There's so much differences here. This guy's selling it for $1.11, but that's with $3 shipping. This guy's selling it for $4, but it has free shipping for anything over $5. You see it starts going crazy with this stuff. The point is it's around anywhere from $2.88 to $4 right now for Jinbei, and that is an extremely, extremely good card for the 7 Warlords of the Sea stuff. Boba Hancock's already down to $3.50, and then look at that, guys. After that, we're going down to the super lower stuff from this point on, I believe. Let me actually sort by highest to lowest. Sorry, guys, just to get this done. So there's the Ace at $35.50. The next one up we will see is the Sabo for cards that we need to worry about. Right there at $15. Then we will see the Luffy at $8.80. About $10, guys. I'll at least click on this. Check it out. It's really about a $10 card. That's a little expensive. I might hold off on buying that if I were you. Do what you want to. It's up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. Just remember that, guys. But I'm just saying, I personally would suggest holding off on this unless you absolutely need it for a tournament. Sanji at $4.50, and then look at this. Everything else is under $3, guys. Oh, excuse me. Bo is right at $4, but then everything else. And where's the Jinbei at? Yeah, Boa and Jinbei are right around the $3 to $5 mark right now. Everything else is under that. How crazy is that? So literally the only expensive cards is the Ace, Sabo, Luffy, Sanji, and then you could say Boa and Jinbei are on the cusp of being expensive. Everything else, though, Basil Hawkins, you name it. Anything under that, Dragon, Stussy, look at these. These are under $1. Jory Bonney, and that's a good thing. I'm not complaining. That is a very good thing. Frankie's are 15 cents already. Excellent. We love to see that. The market's correcting itself very soon, and these prices are very affordable. There's just a few you need to look out for. Again, and that's the Ace, Sabo, Luffy, and Sanji. That's going to come down to viewer discretion or buyer's discretion, however you want to say that. Okay, now that's enough talking about OP-07. I can't give a perfect read on that because, like I said, it's only been out in the West for 2 weeks. We have to see what's going to happen. I think most of these prices that are low are going to stay low. Excuse me, and I'm hoping also Luffy will go down lower as well as the demand starts to go down for him. All right, the ace is hard to say. Let me say that one more thing before I go any further. Let me go back to the first page here. This is the card you need to make your own decision on, is the Ace. It's $35.50 right now. I'm not buying them for this. If I were to be able to offer like a trade at my locals for one, like if I have like $35 worth like an alt-art trade value and they have an ace, I would gladly do that because it's just card for card in that case. But as far as like paying cash for singles goes, I would not be buying this card unless you have a tournament coming up. Like that is the only way I would ever justify buying this card at $35. Okay, that's just me. And by the way, I understand some people are probably thinking, yeah, but what if something happens? And again, guys, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about this card right here. Let's put things in perspective, guys. I need you guys to think this out because we don't have any way of knowing. It's just a straight up like mental gamble. What if there will be some... Okay, first of all, there will be a ban and restriction update on, I believe it's August 12th coming up, and it's going to be in the East, so they'll give us dates as well, probably based off that. But like, there will be an update to the bans and restricted list. Well, if Red Purple Law or Gecko Moria or some type of card, like if Gordon gets banned, or, and I'm not saying they will, we're just speculating. If a certain card gets banned from one of these top tier decks or restricted, will that push yellow into the driver's seat? Will that push yellow like up a notch where it's like, oh man, now you have to have 4 of these? I have no idea. Or will it have the inverse effect where it's like, oh, okay, well now we can just play Katakuri and we'll run Tinlin and we'll just run these other decks over. Do you see what I'm saying? It's actually very, very tricky and you need to make your own decision on that. I can't give you I can't give actual advice in that regard because we don't know what's going to be in that update on August 12th. Okay? Keep that in mind, guys. That's going to be the big thing. Because otherwise, what if Enel takes off where it's like, oh, now this card gets really expensive like the next card we're about to look at, Katakuri, then you're going to wish you bought it at 35. So again, we'll have to keep an eye on this. Keep a close watch on this, guys. Keep a close watch on specifically this one, on Ace. Okay, now, other than Ace, now we're going to Katakuri. This price is not correct. Let me update this. $47 is not what this card is going for. It looks like this guy has 0 sales. I'm not making fun of him. This guy's probably trying to sell off his stash. He's probably trying to sell off his collection. And that's why it's so cheap. I have no idea, but I have no idea. I'm just speculating. But the typical price for this card will be around $60, as you can see right here. That's actually a pretty low price from what we've seen from this leader, guys. Remember, this card used to be $75. Let me go back a year. This thing used to be like $85 a card. Please stop buying these cards, guys, at that price. Do what you want to. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not your boss. I can't tell you what to do, and I'm not telling you what to do. But I can't fathom why people keep buying at these high prices. If you buy at the high prices, the sellers are going to keep them at the high prices because they're selling. You know what I mean? And one thing I will say that's nice about this leader is they are going to be reprinting him. I can't remember if I said it in the beginning of the video, so I'll mention it now. I did a video yesterday talking about reprints that are coming out. This leader is going to be one of the reprints, okay? So I'll tell you this right now. If you're trying to sell, now is your time to sell this card. Now is your time to sell Katakuri at $60 because this card is being reprinted in PRB01, which will come out in about 4 to 5 months for us over here in the West. I know that's a while. I know that's a long time. But still, guys, it's something to look forward to. I personally, there's no way in the world I'm buying this card at this price. You do what you have to. It's your money. If you have a big competition coming up soon where you think you can win by getting this card, I can't stop you. You do you. Okay, next up. And I'll try to mention that for each one of these guys. So as far as like recommending, I don't recommend buying this card currently. Because like I said, it's going to be reprinted in PRB01, which comes out after OP-08. Remember, OP-08, guys, is coming out after that. We just got to OP-07, so do understand that. So as far as Ace goes, just to recap real quick, as far as Ace goes, this is going to come down to what you think, what might happen in the market. You're going to have to do some prediction here. It's at a decent price for a secret rare, but I would like for this card to go down in price personally. I think it will go down in price, but it might not. I can't make any promises there, guys. Same thing with Katakuri. This price needs to go down. There's no way I recommend you buying this card. Now, moving on to the next one, Hiyori. This card will probably sit around $10 to $15 for quite some time. I don't know when this card will go down in price. I can't remember if this one's going to be reprinted or not. I think it is, actually. I'm pretty sure it is. I did a whole video on this, guys. I'm sorry, there were so many videos. Or, excuse me, there were so many cards being reprinted. I can't remember all of them. But I remember making a comment on Hiyori. So as long as it wasn't like the 4-cost Hiyori that came out for green, if it was the yellow one, then this card should be reprinted in there. And if it is, this card should go down in price. So hopefully it should start dropping down in like the 10, you know. I would probably, again, I would hold off on this card a little bit unless you absolutely need it. But I do expect this to go down in price a little bit, at least down to like $8 to $10. We'll see. This card is very well priced at $7. This is the lowest it's been maybe ever. I don't know. Ever since it came out, you know, it was down $3-4 range. So since it came out, it's down to $8. That's $7-8 is pretty affordable for this card. Not bad. This is one of those where it's like, yeah, I think this is not a bad time to buy, right? You can wait on it, but it's not a bad time to buy. I don't know if it's going to go much further down than this. Okay, Zoro. This card, it perplexes me. I don't understand why this card is so expensive, especially when you look at what's happening in OP-08, where Red, Purple Law, Black, Yellow Luffy, and Lucci are running the format. Like, literally, it's the whole format. And this card is somehow 31.35. Like, that for me, I don't get. I understand it works in Bonney. I get it. But what, you know, and Perona as well. Works in Bonney, Perona. It works in any green deck. You put in any green deck you want to. But I don't understand why this card is so expensive. I don't get it. When it was down here at $18, that made sense to me. $20 for Zoro, okay, that's pretty solid. There's no way I would buy this card at this price, guys. That's just me personally. I'll be holding off on buying this card. Hopefully it goes down. We don't know how the market's going to go, but this is like an outrageous price, in my personal opinion, for this card. Especially considering what we've seen from the East. And who knows, the West might have a totally different meta. I'm not trying to be narrow-minded. I'm actually trying to be as open-minded as possible, and that's how I don't know how this card costs so much. Tell me if I'm missing something, guys. Is there a deck that's just going over my head right now? Because, yes, I know Bonney is very solid, but even in Bonney, you might want to just run this as a 2 or 3 of, to where it doesn't justify this $30 price tag. We'll have to see what happens in the future. I will be watching this card for the future. Okay, next up is Cavendish. This is another one that has actually, that's one more thing I want to mention. Like, look, guys, it actually rose in price. Like, over the past month or so, it's been going up and up and up in price. Again, I don't get it. Is someone fixing the market? You always have to wonder, ask these questions, like, what is going on here? This card is going up in price, but it's not really going up in usage. That's where I'm confused. And maybe, hey, it is Zoro, guys. It's a cool looking card. It's probably a very collectible piece. It's a secret rare. I get all of that, but as far as this price tag goes, I can't get behind that, and I will not be buying the card at that price. Excuse me. At least not currently. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see what happens in the future. Cavendish is also outrageously priced, in my opinion. Like, look at this. It actually, like, it was all the way down to $5 for the first few weeks, and now it's just been going up and up and up and up and up and up, and now it's at $20 pretty much for this card, guys. I cannot see this card being worth that. I understand there's a lot of Supernova players playing the new Bonney leader. That's probably what's going on here, but I do expect this card to actually dip down in price eventually. I gotta clear my throat real quick, guys. I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to mute real quick to clear my throat. So again, I can't recommend buying this card unless you absolutely must. That's the ruling here. I don't recommend buying this one. Next up, Hody Jones, $8. This is probably fine. I'm going to do an entire video on this soon, guys, saying what I think each rarity should cost in the secondary market. I'm not saying it will, and I'm not saying anything's going to change. I don't know what's going to happen. But I do feel like how do I say it? It's good to have these different alternate rarities and whatnot, but there still needs to be some type of cap limit on how much these cards are costing. But when it comes to super rares, anything under $10, I'm usually willing to pay for it. And then when it comes to secret rares, anything under $20, I'm pretty open to paying for that. Would it be nice if it was lower? Absolutely. I'm right there with everybody. Hey, I wish the cards were free, okay? I'm right there with you. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But that's just not how it works. So just trying to be realistic, whenever a SR, a super rare, is under $10, I'm never really going to complain too much about that. Same thing with a secret rare. If a secret rare is $20 or less, I'm probably not going to complain about that. So this card I think is fine to pick up, but it is getting a reprint. Just so you guys know, this card is getting a reprint in PRB01. Nami is very well priced right now. Let me refresh this and see if this is accurate. Okay, refresh. Looks accurate to me. Yep, so that's pretty good, guys. This is the cheapest I've seen this card in a while, and I don't remember seeing this on the reprint list. Someone help me out in the comment section below if I missed anything on the reprint list. But hey, seeing this card at $7, that is excellent. Really, really solid pickup for this, guys. This is worth getting now. Okay, next up is Yamato. It's dropping out of 15. Guys, I bought this card all the way back when it was like 35. Let me go 1 year back. I did not get it when it was cheap. I got it when it was right around... It must have been around here somewhere, like somewhere around $35 is when I got this card. And that felt horrible. but I was scared. I didn't know if they were going to do any reprints, and then I saw red-green Odin popping off a little bit, or at least, you know, some chance there, even green-yellow Yamato. I started seeing the green Yamato stuff, or, Lando Wano stuff, just doing really well, so I was like, you know, let me snag this real quick. Excuse me. So I had to get that. It feels horrible now. I know I wasted like $60, but hey, it happens, right? That's TCGs, and that's also why I refuse to buy a card over a certain amount of money. Like, I think I've said this on the channel before. I'll never buy any card for over $40. It'll never ever happen. Like, because you have to understand, one day it'll probably get reprinted because of how expensive it is, and now you just wasted your money. And not to mention, if everyone held that same standard, then those cards wouldn't sell at the amount of money they want to sell them for, and they would have to lower them. You see what I mean? But with the demand and the supply and demand issues, things happen. Anyway, sorry guys, don't want to go off on a tangent. Yamato at $15. That's not bad. This is a secret rarity, guys. Remember that. This is an SEC, a secret rarity. So $15 is not really unreasonable. It is a little high. I get it. I wish it was cheaper. I can't say that enough, but this is not too bad. Sabo. Now, that price is not correct. Let's update this. This should be a $20 card. Oh, this is the same guy, I think, from the, what were we looking at? I think it was Katakuri. Yeah, the same seller. It looks like they're, like, selling their collection or something. I'm not sure. This card is not going for $7. This is a $20 card, guys. This card, I do not believe is going to be reprinted. So that's probably why this stuck to $20, which is just very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Great card. It's probably going to be used in any black deck going forward. It's just an incredibly useful card. Has a counter, 5 cost 6k body, blocker body with an on play to draw 2 trash to it and give protection to your characters. This probably should have been a secret rarity card. You know what I mean? But it is just an SR, and it's selling for $20. I would try to wait for this to go down, but it is what it is, guys, with this one. This card is just so good. Borsalino, the lowest we've seen it in a long time. This is good stuff right here, right, guys? $20 is still a little expensive. This card will be reprinted in the PRB set, so that is probably driving the price way down. You might be able to wait a little bit and wait for the PRB set to come out if you're willing to wait like 4 or 5 months. It's coming out in a while. Like guys, it's got a while before it comes. But if you're willing to wait that time, you can wait for this price to go down quite a bit, which will be nice. Okay. Kuzan, this is the secret rarity one. It's just under $20. Like I said, I think that's a decent price point to hit a secret rare that's this powerful. I know some people are rolling their eyes like, oh, this powerful, the card like never sees play. I think it will be seeing play soon. We'll have to see what happens, maybe not. But I will say this, the card is, you know, about as cheap as it's been in a while. It looks like it dipped down to $15 is the lowest we saw it, but the average price being right around $20. So seeing it at $19, $20, that's not too bad for a secret rarity card, like I said. Gecko Moria, $16. It's been like that this entire time. It fluctuates between $20 and $15. So seeing at $16, $17, $18, yeah, that's just very average for this card. A few cards down here as well. Rebecca's around $4. I forgot to add that to the list. But $4 for Rebecca. That's a very important card for black right now. Brook is $11, guys. The EB01 set is like really weird. Like, Brook is $11. And then, what's his name? The other green guy, Cavendish, is like $20. They're the same rarity. And I can't imagine Cavendish is being played more than Brook currently is. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think $10 is like unreasonable. I don't think it's like the worst thing I've ever seen for a super rare, but it is a little expensive, and I do expect this card to dip down in price soon. We'll have to see, though, guys. This EB set is really weird. Excuse me. Next up is Kuzan. This is the 4 cost 5k, no counter, on play draw card when playing, or excuse me, when attacking, -4. $8.50, guys. Hard to beat that for this card. This card has been, let me go, yeah, we're at 1 year. Look at this, guys. It was all the way down $6, $7 way back in the day. Then it jumped up to 25. It sat around 20 for a while and then dropped back down. Now it's down to $8, $9. This is one of those cards I don't know if I'd take a chance on because I saw Borsalino in the reprint list, but I don't think I saw this character. This is probably the cheapest it will be in a while. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% certain, guys. Mr. 2 Bond Cray Bentham. This is what I expect Ace to settle at, is this $30 mark. The reason this card has gone down so much in price, guys, is now that they've shown off Black Maria, why even run this card? Like, that's kind of the logic. Yes, you can still run this card, by the way. There's no problem in running it. It's still a decent card. But think of it this way. In OP-08, not 7, we're at OP-07 in the West, and yes, this card is still kind of relevant for now. But in OP-08, Red Purple Law doesn't even run this card. So, I mean, like that should be your indicator right there. It's like, okay, they just have better options now. So it depends on what you're running. Obviously, if you're running like Purple Luffy or Purple Kaido's coming up soon, excuse me, or if you're running something like, I would say probably the best list for this card now is probably Red Purple Luffy, actually. So if you're running something with Purple where you're trying to ramp, yeah, this card is still fine. It does what it does. But I'm glad to see it dip down in price. I hope it keeps going down. Hopefully it keeps going down to around 20 bucks. That's where I'd like for it to settle at for now. Next up is Queen. This is not the right price. Refresh. It's probably just one person trying to sell it super cheap. Yep, there we go. So this card is going for about 14 bucks now, guys. Queen is the cheapest we've seen it in a long time. This card is getting a reprint in PRB01, driving the price down. We love to see this, guys. I understand it's still high for a lot of people. I get it. But you have to understand, this is a step in the right direction. This is really good to see. Okay, Monkey D. Luffy. See, here we go. This is a secret rare, extremely powerful effect, 10 bucks. Somehow, Gear 5 Luffy, a 10 cost 12k that gives you a time warp and the ability to catch up the Dawn you lose from the on-play effect, is going for like $20 less than the Zoro. I just don't get that. I'm sorry. Someone help me out in the comment section below. And this card looks awesome, by the way. Look how awesome this card looks, guys. Okay, good time to pick up a secret rare for under $10, guys. Don't get too greedy because I don't think it's going to be able to go much lower than that. Okay, Gordon. So I think I mentioned it earlier, guys. I think there's going to be a update to the banned and restricted list around August 12th, I believe, in the East. A lot of people are speculating this card's going to be gone. I'm not saying it is. I don't know if it will be or not, but that's what a lot of people are saying. I wouldn't be surprised. Notice the price drop, guys. If I remember correctly, I did not see this card in the reprint list, but it is still just dipping in price way down. It is, look at this. This guy's selling 7 of them for 22 bucks. Yeah, I would not be surprised, but I don't want to make any predictions yet. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm just speculating. It's very possible a card like this could be gone, and that's probably why the price is dropping, or why people are lowering their price, anticipating a ban. Newgate at 8 bucks. This is not a secret rare. It is an SR, a super rare, but at the same time, 9 bucks for a card that's this powerful, not unheard of. I don't think that's totally unreasonable, but it'd be nice for this card to go down in price. And someone help me out in the comment section below. Was this one being reprinted? I'm not sure if this one was being reprinted in the PRB set. And I didn't put a lot of the red cards on here, guys, but like Marco, Ace, and all those. Let me see if it's down at the bottom. Nice. They're all right here. Yeah. Marco's down to 5 bucks. Ace down to 3 bucks. Radical Beam down to $1. Really good stuff to see there. Okay. Let's keep going. Kaido. This is a secret rare. 10 cost 12k. Draw 4. 11 bucks. Like I said, now this one has been going up pretty crazy. Like this one, this is like the same path as the Cavendish, or excuse me, the Zoro was, where it's just jumping up in price. So this might be a good time to snag these, and paying $10 for secret rares, is that really the craziest thing in the world? I personally don't think so. Next up, Doflamingo. Sorry guys, I'm trying to pick up the pace. I know this is taking forever. Excuse me, but there's been a lot of movement in the market now since the PRB spoiler. Speaking of that, I believe this card will be in there as well. I could be wrong on that. I can't remember. Doflamingo, though, this is from OP-01. $4 for the card. That's not too bad. Excuse me. That's not too bad. It is just a rare, though. Remember, guys, this is not even an SR. This is just a rare going up to $4 or $5 here. And that is mainly because of what's happening with the 7 Warlords of the Sea stuff and the new, Doflamingo is getting a lot of new support. The leader is not necessarily this card. The leader is getting a lot of support, and this card goes brilliantly. Like this card is absolutely brilliant in that deck, so it goes with it perfectly. Now Gecko here, this one has dipped down in price. This one jumped up all the way to 12 bucks, guys, like $10 to $11, and it's going back down. It's down to 5 bucks. That's good to see. This is a starter deck card, guys. The starter deck cards are so annoying. They're so hard to get. And I can't remember if this was in the PRB set or not, but 5 bucks is not the worst price to get these at, guys. Because let's just put this in perspective. This card and let me see, and this card are the same rarity within their starter decks. So $5 versus $15, and remember, guys, this card used to be like $35 a card. The Queen did. So getting the Gecko Moria for 5 bucks. This is not the worst time to pull the trigger on that. Okay. Boa got a reprint in the PRB set, and this card is just absolutely, it was never really that expensive at 8 bucks, but it's like dumping way down in price. Anything, let me say that right now, guys, because I sound like a broken record at this point. Anything in the PRB set is probably going down in price because it's going to get a reprint. Okay, so something to look at. And like I said, I will put the link to my video in the comment section below where it shows off a lot of cards. Not all the cards, but it's showing off a lot of the cards that will be in that PRB set. Like this card, I believe, will also be in there. And here you go. This is another one of those starter deck cards, but this was only $3. Not too bad. You know, $3 to $4. And this is, you know, a lot of the 7 Warlords of the Sea lists are running this card. Okay, very good. So that would be like Boa and Dofi. And last but not least, we got Kaido. This card's just super cheap for a nice tin, costs 12K. Bounces 2 cards. Just a super rare. It's not a secret. It's really solid. Going up to about $2 for the card. This is a nice card to have as like a 1 or 2 of that you can splash in any deck that runs blue, and you probably won't regret seeing it like once or twice a tournament. Okay. So that's that, guys, for this portion. So we knocked out like the OP-07 stuff. Then we looked at the rest of the field. Now we're going to be checking out what each deck is running currently. Okay. This is over on onepiece.limitlesstcg.com/decks. I will link this in the comment section below as well. I'll probably link TCG Player in there as well for whoever's trying to get into the game. Sakazuki we're not going to look at because that deck is gone. Let me do a quick refresh, by the way, just to make sure. Sakazuki is gone. That is no longer in the format. You can't play it anymore. So we're going to go straight to Gecko Moria. Not a lot of people are probably going to be playing this. Here's an OP-07 tournament. These are OP-06. We'll click on the OP-07 one. 4th place list. This one's $300 because it's running 4 Borsalinos. It's got the 4. Sabo's trying to drive the price up. It's running the 3 Ishos. That's not too bad. But the main thing is this, guys. Those 4 Borsalinos is $75, and now the Sabo's like $20 a card. This is probably going to be one of the more pricier decks out there outside of Enel. We'll talk about Enel when we get to it. But not too bad otherwise. You see all these prices. Again, guys, like I'm just going to click on one real quick. Let me click on Borsalino. They get their prices. And actually, look, if you go to the site, guys, it has the Euro prices as well. But if you look at it here, guys, it's prize card. Oh, that's for like the prize card. Like it actually has pricings on here. I think they're from TCGplayer.com. Yeah, if you look down at the bottom of my screen, guys, you could barely see it, and I can't take my mouse off to click on it. But the very bottom left of my screen, it says https:// TCGplayer.com. Is that a slash or a backslash? I don't know. I can't remember. Okay. Anyway, that card is still a little bit pricey, but actually, is that an updated price? Because it's that should be updated actually because it's $18 now. But still, this deck is actually the cheapest it's been in a while. And if you don't run 4 Borsalinos, which not everybody runs 4 Borsalinos, it could go down even further in price. Same idea with the Sabos. If you don't run 4 of those, it won't cost as much. Like I'm just curious. I'm just gonna click on one more list. See, like this one's $250 because it's not running any Borsalinos and it's only running 2 Sabos. So that you see how that changes it. I can't talk right now, guys. Sorry. Changes it up. Borsalino is running it as a 1 of and 3 Kuzans. So there you go. You will see some variety. This was actually running 3 Brooks. That's really cool. Very interesting. It's running the Hina still, the Helmeppos. I forgot to check Hina. Let's check Hina. So Hina's all the way down to $4 now, guys, or about $5. Not too bad. Okay, so that's Black Moria, or Black Moria, Gecko Moria. The black deck, Gecko Moria. Red Purple Law. Now this one is still pretty expensive. Let me make sure we're in an OP-07 format. Here we go. We'll check this one. This one's still pretty expensive because it's running the 4 Gordons, and this one's still running the Boncray Mr. 2 Benthams. You don't have to run this card, guys. It's very good, but I'm not going to lie. This is not me trying to, like, how do I say this? I'm not trying to get you to play, like, a more budget version of this card. I just literally think Beppo is better than this card. People might argue with that and say, no, Beppo's not as good, or some people even will run Ein if they're not running the Beppos already, or excuse me, the Mr. 2s already. Yes, the Beppo has like one restriction where it's like, okay, you don't for sure get the Dawn. You have to have 1 less than your opponent to get the Dawn. You know, it doesn't go off equal or less than Dawn, as your opponent has to be less than. But if it saves you $130, and it's also better into the mirror match, because remember, the mirror match, guys, this Mr. 2 gets bottom decked immediately, whereas Beppo, they have to use a card to remove it, and if they don't remove it, then you're getting Dawn every single turn. Right? So I honestly think that Beppo is just strictly better than Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham. That's just me personally. And a lot of people might disagree with that, but that's just me. And if you take this card out, then all of a sudden this card drops $130. Same idea with the Gordons. If you go 4 Raise Max instead of 4 Gordons, because like they're going 3 and 4, if you just flip it around, it goes down in price as well. So we'll have to see what happens there. But otherwise, this is obviously the most expensive list. And let's just click on one more just to get an idea. Here's a first place list from OP-06. This one's down to $216. Like, what is that, like a $200 difference in the last one? They're only running 1 Mr. 2, and what else? I don't see Queen in here. That is astonishing to me that they're not running Queen. But this was from OP-06, it said. Either way, it's got the Otamas, the Gordon. It only has 3 Gordons. So what they could have done is dropped another Gordon and gone up to a 4th raise max, and this goes under $200. So guys, again, Red Purple Law is probably the most expensive deck next to Enel, but it's really not that crazy if you tech your deck properly. And again, I just don't see the point. This guy's not even running. Look, he's running 4 Beppo, like I said, and he's not even running the 4 Eins. This is a really interesting list. He's running the 2 of the Miss All Sundays. Really cool list here. Worth checking out. And this got first place. This isn't like a bad list. Got first place. Okay, so that's Red Purple Law. Katakuri. This list has gone way down in price. Now, I will say it's not as good as it used to be. Let's check out the second place list. Under $100 for a second place list at a online regional. Incredible. This is like Pokemon territory, guys. We will look at Pokemon after this, guys, just to give you guys a like just the price references. This is Pokemon levels in tournament, like as far as like how much a deck costs. It's running 4 of each of the 7 cost and 10 cost Linlin. No Katakuri. It doesn't need it. It just runs you over the good old fashioned way. That is awesome. Excuse me. Now this does have reject. This was from OP-06, but guys, that is extremely affordable. Okay, Whitebeard I think is like in the 250 range. We're about to find out. Let's look at this first place list. From there is no OP-07 update, so we'll do the OP-06 one. Oh, excuse me, it's only $105 or $103. So, guys, that is so nice to see, because I feel like the last Whitebeard list I looked at, it must have been a different version. The last Whitebeard list that I looked at was way more expensive, like literally double the price. But first place at the Latin American TCG Online Treasure Cup. We'll at least look at one more just to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's see if this one from the same tournament is. Nope, this one's under $100. Wow. Okay, so like I said, that again, we're reaching like Pokemon levels when we can get the, you know, the price that low. That's awesome. Okay, that's Whitebeard. Black Yellow Luffy is a little expensive because it runs 4 Geckos and 4 Sabos. Let's take a look. OP-07, second place list right here. Just under $300. And I will say there's not much wiggle room in this list. Like I told you guys in Red Purple Law, there is no reason to run 4 of Gordon if you're only running 2 or 3 max raises. Just go all in on the max raise because that card's $25 less. But there is no substitute in this deck unless you're just trying to build like a straight up budget version, which I don't know how you could run without Sabos. I don't know how you could run without the Hiyori. I guess you could run without the Hiyoris, but that will definitely hurt your list. But yeah, this is, you know, just under $300 is still not too bad for one of the more expensive decks in the game. Excuse me. All right, now Enel. I'm almost scared to click on this one. Guys. All right. In fact, I'm gonna clear my throat while we look at it. We're gonna click on a first place list, by the way. First place list right here from OP-07. All right, I'm gonna mute myself and take a sip of my drink. Okay, check this out, guys. $430. Outrageous price. Katakuri's the problem. Just like we saw it, just like we talked about, this is the problem. Look at this Yamato. 9 costs 9K versus 8 costs 8K. Very similar effects. They are different. They're very different, but they're gaining you a life. They're doing the same thing that you need for this deck to do. Katakuri, of course, is throwing your Shirahoshi. Oops, not that one. Throwing your Shirahoshi back in life, getting insane value. But not this much. It should not cost this much. I understand it does. I'm saying this is way too expensive. Hopefully, this card keeps going down more and more in price. But yeah, this is the problem. Portgosti Ace is like the newest, most rare card out there for the secret stuff from OP-07. And this... It seems like it's a little high, 35, 70. No, that's right. So 140 is correct for 4 of these because it's 35 a pop right now. So 70 times 2, 140. Yep. But even that's still like $80 less than the Katakuris, you know, when you buy a playset. This one is what it is, guys. I can't say anything about it. It even looks like you're the one who... Oh, I was going to say, I thought you're the one who should disappear. It's $3 each. It looks like it's actually closer to like $1 each. Let me see. $1.33 each. Yeah, that's not too bad. Beige is a little expensive right now at $2 a pop for just a rare, but that's going to go down in price as well with the reprints. I am really hoping this price goes down in Katakuri for the reprints because I'm sorry, guys, I just can't get behind it. That's just me, and I'll quit complaining. But I'm just saying, other than this one card, this deck would be pretty affordable. It'd probably be in the $200 to $250 range. Okay, next up, so that was Katakuri. Or excuse me, that was Enel. Excuse me. Now Uda, this deck, Oh, I forgot to put Eustace Kid in here, guys. Did I really forget Eustace Kid? Hang on. We're just going to bring him up right now. Eustace Kid. Sorry, guys. I totally forgot this card. We're going to check him out real quick. Look at this, guys. Down to $25 a card. It used to be up to $45 a card, but it's getting reprinted in the PRB set, so nice. It's going down in price. This is a third place list. There's no OP-07 list yet, but third place. Let's see how this one is. 120 bucks, man. That's not too bad. And that's running. Now, this one's only running 1 Zoro, 2 Hody Jones, and no Eustace Kid. Let's try and find at least one list with Eustace Kid. We'll go to this 5th place one. Here we go. This one's somehow the exact same price. Oh, I guess they've got a few different things. Some spicy tech cards in here, guys. Look at that. The freaking Krieg card right here. Eustace Kid is the only super expensive card in here. Honestly, I do think you need this card, though. I will say that. I do think you need at least 2 or 3 of Eustace Kid in the deck. But for the time being, if you don't have the card, I think you can actually drop Eustace Kid for the 10-cost Doflamingo. If you just can't afford this card. And now the deck is like well under $100. So really good stuff there. I love seeing Nami so much cheaper, man. That makes me so happy. Okay, so that was Uda. We're going to keep going down this list, guys. We're in it for the long haul. Yamato we'll check out real quick. There are a lot of ways to build Yamato, so it's kind of hard to know which one's going to be the right price. This one has the Hodies, and it has the Lanawana package. So this is actually really what I recommend, and this one's 110 bucks. That's not bad at all. Arlong's a little spicy in there, but I guess they can cheat it out with Mihawk. I like the Kikunojo. I like the Nekomamushi. You can cheat Arlong, Kikunojo, and Nekomamushi out, and Inarashi out with the Draco Mihawk. And they're not even running the, what's his name? The 4-cost Ohm plus Holy package, because you can cheat Ohm out as well with Holy, but that does start taking up a lot of spaces in the deck. Really good stuff, though. Nice to see this deck at that price. Excuse me. No OP-07 lists out just yet for Yamato, though. We'll have to see what happens there. Okay, Reiju, this has now become like the absolute cheapest top, as far as like the cheapest deck you can afford, that is also still very, very top tier. I think this is it. Like well, actually, I don't know. I expected it to be around 75 bucks. It's running the 4 Queen, the 4 Vinsmoke Reijus. We didn't look at this card either. I forgot, guys. This one's only $6 right now. Not too bad. That probably worth it. I would probably snatch those up if you don't have them already. But guys, look at this. And this one is running 4 Queens. That's probably what it is. But still, like this list, under $100. It's just hard to complain about that for a full list. Like for getting the entire list, it's under $100. Very solid pickup. I don't know, though. What was that one list we looked at? Was it Katakuri? Katakuri and Whitebeard were both under $100 as well. Uda pretty much is if you don't run the ACOS kids. Nami, now I know this one's cheap. Let's see. Now this, and here we go. 4th place at there's no OP-07 list, but 4th place at a regional for Carta Magica. $36 for this list, guys. Oh, man. Hey, if you're a beginning player and you just want to get into this game to play the game, here you go. Just do it. And it's not even, like, this deck does not even operate like a normal deck would. Like, it's an alternate win condition deck. But how can you turn down $36 deck is crazy, guys. It is, and look at it. What is this? Activate main, you may trash 1 card from your hand and rest this character to draw a card. That's kind of spicy. Because you're basically cycling a card with this effect. And go ahead, hey, run into him. You know what I mean? Go ahead, make my day. And then Mr. One Dawes Bones, that's not, this was already in there. The 2 Crocodiles, very solid. And guys, this got 4th place at a regional. I'm just saying. Okay, Nami is incredible. Perona. Now, okay, just look at the cards you see on the page here. This will probably be a little pricey. Okay, 1st place list at a regional. First place right here. 237 bucks. Not horrible, little pricey, but nothing too crazy. It is running 3 Borsalinos, 2 Sabos, and 4 Gecko Morias. That is probably 90% or 80% of this deck's cost. So again, not too bad in my personal opinion for a deck that got 1st place at a regional. Very solid. Okay, let's just check out the 2nd place list too. 330. This one's a little more expensive because it's running 4 Borsalinos and 4 Sabos. Jeez, 1 Eustace Kid randomly. That's strange. The Doflamingos, I get those. Gecko Moria, of course. This deck is very odd, but hey, I guess he got the job done. Oh, this is still running the Don Quixote package with Navy. This isn't even swapping over to the new Wano package. So there was like a Wano package that was doing very well, or that is doing very well now. But I guess this, because this is an OP-06. I'm sorry, guys, I keep forgetting. Some of these tournaments are still OP-06. So we do have to mention that. We have to wait for OP-07 to catch up. Okay, Red Purple Luffy is like one of those decks that's like actually surprisingly expensive because it's got the new gates, the Luffys. It does run the Boncray Bentham, and I think it does in a very good way. Okay, we'll check out no OP-07, so we'll check out these top two to get an idea. 275, like I said, it's got the new gates, it's got the Luffys, it's got the Boncray Benthams, and the Queens. I forgot about the Queens. And that's most of the price. Let's check out this next one real quick. I got 12th place. 270, I think that's the same. Or it was about the same as the other one. So, there you go. Like I said, this list is very good, by the way, but it's kind of on the right on the skirt of being like top tier. You know what I mean? It's like if there's the S tier up here and then there's like the A tier, this is probably like A minus tier or B plus tier, talking about Red Purple Luffy. All right, now Lucci, there's going to be a few new ones on. It's already got an 8th place in a tournament. Let's see how this list looks. So it's kind of around the same lines as Gecko Moria, right? Maybe a little more expensive than Gecko, but you know, 2 Sabos, 4 Gecko Morias, 2 of the 8 call Sabos, 4 of the 5 call Sabos. Sorry about that. And it's got 4 Rebecca's and 2 Brooks. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to look at every one of these lists real quick. This one's 237. It's running a little bit differently. 3 Ishos. It's not running the Stussies, and it's not running the other Sabo. Or what? Hang on. Sorry, I actually got off that too fast. Yeah, it's not running the other 2 Sabos. Okay, let's look at this guy's list. 241. Same idea, but he is running the double Sabo, no Ishos. He's running a Stussi, and everything else looks pretty standard. The Kakus, yeah. Oh, by the way, you might want to pick up this card soon, guys, if you're trying to get into Lucci. It's starting to go up in price. The Kaku here, if you're trying to play Lucci and you have not bought this card yet, now's probably as good a time as ever, because I don't know if it's going to go much further down than $6, which unfortunately, you know, a little late to that, but still, you know, now's the time to pick that up if you don't already have it. Rob Lucci's about $2 a card. That's fine. And yeah. Okay, now let's look at the last list for Lucci real quick. I just want to see. And this one's 286. Two Sussy. Well, that one's only $2. What am I saying? 2 Sabos, the Geckos, Kaku. Hang on. It's got 2 of the 8 call Sabo, 4 of the 5 call Sabo. They get me with that every time. 2 Brooks and 4 Rebecca's. Little pricey. Hopefully that price will go down a little bit. Okay, Queen we're not going to check out. We are going to check out Bonney, though. There's only 2 listings. We'll get the 5th place list right here. $220, and I was about to say I know what it is. It's Cavendish. Cavendish is the most expensive thing in here. This card is like, what was it, $20 a card, and then Eustace Kid's $25 a card, but that one's understandable. I understand, and Zoro at 30 is a little too expensive in my opinion, but Eustace Kid, I understand that being the $25 card. I don't understand why Cavendish is so expensive. And if this card was what it should be, like around $5 to $6 in my opinion, then you drop $40 off this deck, and it's less than $200 for the whole deck. But like I said, this card's a little overpriced right now, in my personal opinion. Okay, let's keep going. Bonney. We'll check out Zoro real quick. This is just a nice... These are usually good budget decks to get into for new players. Yep, $70, guys. It is hard to beat that. Like I said, that is Pokemon territory of prices. Like, that is so cheap. And the most expensive card are the 4 Marcos and these Kidding Killers. That's it. That's like the whole price of the deck. You know what I mean? Okay, what else? Zoro. Dofi we will look at because this is starting to pick up some traction. 31st place in OP-06. This is before the OP-07 cards, guys. Yeah, like, wow. Okay, but still, this is like $200 because of the Namis here. Just take this out of the deck. I don't know why he's running this. It's a 2K counter. It says if you have 3 or less cards in your hand, return up to 1 of your opponent's characters for the cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand. This is just like a fancy 2K counter they had. It doesn't even go with this list, guys. I would not even run this card, and then this becomes a $130 list. But, actually, I know why they weren't running it. They probably weren't running it because they don't have the OP-07 cards yet. This gets replaced right away with one of the new 2K counters. So, again, I do think the Doflamingo list is, first of all, this is a wildly outdated list now because of OP-07's list looks completely different. But it's probably going to be around $150 if I had to guess. I'm not exactly sure yet. Okay, and then we'll check out Crocodile. Why not? The OP-06 list got top 30 at a regional. Pretty expensive, like I thought. It's got the Katakuris, it's got the Benthams in there. Hiyori's a little pricey. It's only running 2 of them, but everything else, you know, is not too bad. Not too bad at all. But yeah, this card, anything that has Katakuri or Mr. 2 in it, it's going to be overpriced. I'm just telling you guys right now. And then of course Odin. This deck is absolutely goated. Top 50 out of regional in OP-06. And this is before it got Otama, right? Not the red Otama, the green one. Green Otama came out in OP-07. So this list is under $200, which is still kind of expensive. Oh, okay. Need I say more? I don't know why it's running this card. I mean, you can run this card, by the way. Hey, it worked for this guy. I got top 50. But I'm just saying you do not have to run this card. That's for sure. Then you subtract $100 for the price. And now it's under $100 for the deck. So really cool stuff there. Okay, now before we leave, I do at least just want to kind of show you guys. I think I probably showed this last time as well. Let me go to Limitless and go to one. I just want to show you guys where I'd like for this game to get to. Let's go over to the Pokemon database, decks, and I'm just going to click on like the first three. Okay, here's the Charizard X deck. That's number 1 right now. Let's look for like a first place. Here's a second place list. I don't know how big these tournaments are, guys. Sorry. Look at this, $80 for a list. We saw a few of those like that in One Piece that were under $100. This is where I want to get to. So that's, I'll click on this top one. This one's $70. Now let's do 2 more just to kind of give an idea. Here's the first place list. Nice, we'll click on this one. $70 for the deck. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's where we need to get for One Piece. One more, we'll check one more out. Sorry, guys. Here's a second place one we'll click on. $85. Okay. We're almost there, though, guys. If you think about it, with some of these deck lists, like, we're getting pretty close to that. We'll see what happens. All right, that's it for the actual, market watch portion of the video. From here, we're going to go over to the game that I have prepared for us on the sim. It's going to be Red Yellow Sabo versus Purple Yellow Pudding, I believe. Yep, that's it. All right. And if I missed anything, guys, please tell me in the comment section below. Just please be respectful. No reason to be disrespectful or rude or anything. I'm going to miss some cards, guys. I'm not going to be able to get, like, every single different card. I'm not perfect. Okay, so this is all set up. Volume is, now it's off. Speed is going to be on 2x. All right, we're good to go, guys. Okay, all right. So, Red, Yellow, Sabo. I will have a spoiler card to talk about that's from the starter decks, the ST15 starter deck, the red one for Newgate, that we're going to talk about for this leader. And notice the list I'm running. I'm running a red-yellow version, or this is OP-08, okay? Obviously, because Pudding's up there, and I've got Bonney in my hand, okay? He starts off, or my opponent starts off with Hiyori. I got to go first, which I do like against Pudding, because Pudding actually wants to swing first to start ramping Dawn to get straight to 4, and then they can curve out on 6 Dawn, straight to Katakuri if I attack into them, and they take the life, and they just go straight to 8 Dawn, and they're on 10 Dawn on like turn 3 or turn 4. So it's like, oh gosh, we can't have that. So, excuse me, with Red Yellow Sabo, you know, I'm very glad to go first. I'm always okay with going first as Red Yellow Sabo. Excuse me. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Now I'm trying out the new Bonney here. This thing's, there you go. Sometimes my mouse messes up. So I'm just smashing in for 8 because I want to turn on my triggers like Kikanojo. That's the main idea there. Okay, they're playing out Nitro. Man, this was one annoying card to deal with, I have to say. But I think they were doing too much to try to protect it. So right here, my turn. I am messing around with a version. I'll show it at the end of this game that is running quite a bit of Revo Army stuff, and I think going forward we might have to make some type of hybrid with Revo Army. We'll see what happens. We still have to do a lot of brainstorming, because look at that, guys. I just totally whiffed that search with Bello Betty, and I almost whiffed the 5-cost Emporio Ivankov search. Okay, and I do have Dragon in hand. Dragon is a very, very strong card in the deck, and you're going to see that in this game. So he swings for 5 with his Nitro, swing for 5 with the leader. He's getting cards out of my hand. He's getting cards out of my life. No trigger, never lucky. Swing 2 into 2. Watch this, guys. Counters out. Counters out. That was wild. Saving Nitro is wild, guys. I couldn't believe he did that. Okay, I'm going to play out the Kikanojo. I'm going to give 1 to Kikanojo. Okay. I'm going to swing for 7 at face to see what he does. Might give me a blocker here. He does. Okay, he gives me a 0-cost 3K. We'll take it. And then I put the Kikanojo back on my life. Pause. I put Kikanojo back on my life and give plus 2,000 power to my Ivankov. That is now an 8,000 power character. That's a big body now. Okay, and he gave me he blocked it with the Brulee. All right, let's see what my opponent does. I'm going to have to give him life here because I don't want to lose that Kikanojo trigger. It's kind of forcing him to attack into my board, and my board is going to be huge for the rest of the game, right? Okay, or at least if I can help it. Swing 2 into there. Okay, you're going to turn the Sanji sideways, are you? Okay, well, always, always, hey guys, don't forget to always punish your opponent, okay? Always. I don't care what deck you're playing. If you see an opportunity to punish your opponent, you should do it immediately. Okay, 7 into 5. Thanks for your blocker. I do appreciate that. And now 6 into 2. That card's gone now. So, and I get it. I guess it saved 1 attack, but remember what my 1 attack was. My 1 attack was Bello Betty. You know what I mean? There was no investment. Okay, so I smash in with Luffy, put him back on top of my life, and I'm just going to keep beating into my opponent. He can have my 2K or my 2,000 power Bello Betty. Don't care. 5 into 5. Do I want my Luffy back yet? Not really. Not really. 8 into 8. I'm going to block out of that, and then he hits me with a Lin, and that's probably why. Okay, looking back, okay, when I'm commentating over a game, it's hard for me to remember what's going through my mind. I probably countered out to save my my life point there to get around the hit from the Lin. But at the same time, then he attacked into my guy, and it's like, okay, well, I guess now at least I get to keep Pikanojo. I don't know. Looking back, I'm not sure how I would have done that. Excuse me. All right, so let's see what happens here. My turn, 10 Dawn. I've got a 7K attack lined up into 5. He can't get out of it because he only has 1 card in hand and no Dawn open. He's going to do a top 5 search. I can't remember what he got. Or top 3 search. I don't know what he got. I can't remember. And now I can play out the dragon here. We'll swing 8 into his Lin. I will put that card back on top. This time I put the Imperial Ivankov back on top, and now I'm going to swing 11 into 8. There's no way for him to get out of that. Okay. Let's see what my opponent does now. 5 into 5. Okay, I take that. 12 into 11. That tells me they're going to drop a 10K, right? Or a 10 cost character now. Okay? They cannot rush with Ace because they had 3 or more life already. So even if they chose not to gain a life, they couldn't have rushed with Ace. Because you have to have 2 or less life to rush. Okay, so I have to do a little bit of math here. I think I fumble a little bit. I'm like, all right, how do I deal with this? I'm just going to go 14 into 12 because he can't survive that. Now we're going to push the dragon back to the top of my life. I'm going to swing for 7 first, just in case he gets a trigger that can pop my character. Then I'm going to swing for 6. Gets through, and we're good now. Gets a trigger. That's what I was afraid of. That's why I swung with my character first. He got a Hino Bird Zap or whatever it's called. That's fine. Swings for 5 into me. I need to counter out of the little stuff while I can because his board's getting pretty big. I need to take one of these. Swings in for 5. I should have probably taken that, to be honest, and got the Kikanojo into play, but that's okay. Watch how this game goes. Now, so watch this. This is the most beautiful thing about Sabo, and it depends on how you build the list. But the thing about this leader is like, okay, I'm no longer going to be able to rush my opponent down. That's not happening. So I'll just switch gears now, and I'll just completely eat his board. His board is about to get devoured, right? And I'm just going to gain a life every single turn, guys. Every turn I'm going to gain a life while I eat his board, and then I'll eventually start out valuing him in that way. So swing 7 into 0, swing 9 into 5. We're getting both of those. I gain a life. Your turn. And again, I want to take the first life, but watch this. He doesn't want to give me the next life. He plays out 10 cost Kaido Lin. Oh man, I'm in so much trouble, right? It's like, yeah, sorta. To be honest, I am sort of in trouble. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to play Dragon every single turn and swing 9 and 9 every single turn. I think I did 7 and 11 here, whatever. Swing 7, yeah, swing 11. Okay, back to life. Now, instead of the Luffy loop, now we've got the Dragon loop. He plays Soul Pocus. I'm like, sure, gain a life. I'm having a lot of fun. Go ahead and use your Kaido Lin to bust your board, please. Now he doesn't want to attack. He doesn't want to give me that character. That's fine. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So smash in for the 9. Smash in for 9 more. And this is always just going to go through, right? That's basically the logic, is these are just always going to go through. And then I'm just going to gain a life every time. And he's eventually going to have to attack into my Kikanojo. Okay, so right here, he's going to have to use the Kaido Lin, I think. So the way that I would have done... Okay, let me pause real quick and tell you how I would have done this turn, because I think my opponent kind of blunders it a little bit. Not to say he could have won the game, but just saying this is how I would have done it. If he had swung... I would swing in for 10, and I'm probably going to take that from the what's his name? From the... oh gosh, hang on. I did that backwards. I would swing for 15 with my leader first, I think, and then swing for 10 with the ace. And then I would, as soon as it got down to the point where I could hit the Kikanojo, that's when I would use my Kaido Lin, no matter what. That's just what I would do immediately. Okay, so let's see what he does here. I think he plays out the 9 cost. Yeah, the 9 cost Lin, if I remember correctly, and he does. And he's going to gain a life from this. I can't gain a life, so that was just pure value for him. but he's getting scared to attack into my board because I keep busting busting him in with this card. So I thought I was going to win the game right here, but he was actually able to get out of it. But hey, no problem. I'll tell you what, we'll just go up to 5 life, right? That is what's so sick about this leader. You can just turn everything around on your opponent. Like, I went from an aggro leader to a mid-range leader to a control leader. Like, that's where we're at. Okay, swing for 8. I see what he's trying to do now. Okay, I probably could have counted out of that one, or maybe I should have, but I'm not sure. It's hard to say. So he's going to swing for 9. He's going all in here. Okay, I'll take that. Swing for 9. I will gladly take one of these here because I need to get that Kikinojo into play. Swing for 10. Okay, this is the one I need to counter out of. Boom, boom, boom. It took me a lot, but I got through it. Now he uses the leader effect. This is going to pop the board, which will give me a life from Kikinojo. Then I will lose a life from the effect to lose the life from Kikinojo, and then he's still coming in for 12, and I'll be fine. And check this out. I was going to say, he got 2 Dawn from the 2 cards on the board. That was really cool, the 2 Parasparrows. So you have 2 in hand. Excuse me. He only had 1 card in hand and 1 life, so swing 7. It's going to go through no matter what. And now play out Dragon and GG. Good game. So that was a lot of fun, guys. A whole lot of fun. This deck is just a sleeper. No one's running it for whatever reason. It is what it is. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the deck list I was running. Here it is. I'm not saying this thing is perfect yet. I'm not saying this thing is like totally refined or anything, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. I like the Frankies from OP-07. I like the Bonnies from OP-08. The rest is basically some type of package split between mainly Revo Army and a little bit of just good stuff here and there, like Kikinojo, Satori, Luffy. I got 2 of the little Luffys just in case. For 2K counters, I'm running 4 Koala, 4 Frankie, and 4 Satori. Yes, they're 2K counters, right? But I do want some aggression from them potentially. And I was thinking about later in the game, if you're at 1 life, okay, or 0 life. If you're at 1 or 0 life, playing this card out, and then attaching 2 Dawn to him and putting him into your life to buff one of your other characters now is going to start generating you so much advantage because you'll draw a card every time now that you take that life and you play the body out right away. So I think this card has a lot of potential, and I will soon. Someone asked me just recently, soon I will be updating the OP-07 list for Red Yellow Sabo. I want to do a deep dive into this leader, but be patient with me, guys. I got, oh gosh, my face was in the way. All right, luckily I found out pretty early. But I will be doing a deep dive into this leader sometime soon. Just bear with me. Be patient with me. What I was saying was this card is from OP-08. Paul's going to read this if you need to. Frankie as well. And then I think the rest, let me just go through the list real quick so you guys can see it all because my big head was in the way again. Red, Yellow, Sabo, that's the leader. Paul's that. Read it. If you don't know what this card does, guys, you're missing out. Check out what this card does. Running 3 Kid and Killer, 4 Ivankov, the 4 cost, 4 Karasu, 4 Koala, 4 Bello Betty, 3 of the 5 cost Ivankov, 3 Dragon, 4 of the Koala that is like the ST01 Nami that attaches a Dawn, 3 of the Monkey D. Luffy. This card's absolutely cracked in this list. 4 Satori, 4 Kikinojo, 4 Frankie, 4 Bonney, and 2 of the miniature Luffy, the Kid Luffy. Now, one thing I will say is looking forward, we have to talk about a card. First of all, I want to show this card off, and then I want to show like the even better version of this card. Okay, this is a 5 cost, 7,000 power card, Izo. It's Land of Wano / Whitebeard Pirates, so we can mess around with the Land of Wano stuff. But check this out. On play, attach up to 1 of your rested Dawn to your leader or 1 of your characters. Now, the opponent's attack thing we can't use because our leader's not Land of Wano or Whitebeard Pirates. That's okay. This is still a 5 cost 7K. 7K is an important number in this deck because of what your leader does. And you can actually just play this card out to attach a Dawn to your leader with the on play, throw him to the top of your life, and start smashing in. That is an interaction that I'm very, very interested in pursuing. Because cards like Koala and the ST01 Nami that attaches Dawn like this one does, that is a very, very strong effect in this deck. Now, spoiler warning. Now's your chance to back away. I'm going to show a card from ST15, I believe it is. The new Whitebeard starter deck is going to come with a card. Check this out, guys. Check this card out. 7 cost, 8,000 power, Edward Newgate, 4 Emperors, Whitebeard Pirates, whatever. Okay, but watch this. On play, give your leader or 1 of your characters up to 1 rested Dawn. Oh, okay. Well, we'll take that on our leader. Absolutely. And then activate main. You may rest this character, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 5,000 power or less. So you're going to be able to pop the little, you know, stuff on the board, like some of the little annoying blockers on the board potentially, and just throw this guy back into your life. And now you could, every time you drop him down, or you don't even have to throw this guy back in your life, by the way. You could throw whatever card on the field, you know. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Any option on the field you have to throw back in life, you can throw that card back in life. But if this card, this is kind of like just one of the, this and Izo are just, you know, how do I say this? The cards within themselves are the engine in order to gain life every single turn while doing something with the body. Now, Izo's not as, you know, powerful as this card is potentially, because being able to pop a 5,000 power or less character just randomly, and then this is an 8K on the board, sure, swing into my 8K. Or I might not even let you, I might just put it back to my life, and now I can just recycle KO while going up in life the entire time. That could be really gross. We'll have to see what happens there. Excuse me. So I'm really looking forward to messing around with Sabo in OP-07, and especially in OP-08 when I can get access to that card. But some cards I do want to look at. Let me see if it look. Yeah, here we go. This is a card I do want to kind of mess with, because so like in my mind, I'm imagining a more aggressive start with Sabo, where maybe we find a curve that's just disgusting, and we actually take life early on just to get card advantage, and then like, okay, turn 4, we slam down Dragon, smash in for 9 and 7 with our leader, and then next turn we smash down with Ace, gain a life, go back up to 1 or 2 life, and smash in with everything on our board. That's an idea I'm playing around with in my mind right now, and I'm very interested to mess with that. I like Frankie in here. I like Kikinojo, Satori. I like the Bonney. This is OP-08. Okay, we got to wait for that one. But I really do like the Satori, the Frankie, and where's the other 2K counter? I was thinking of the Kikinojo, not the other 2K counter. The Kikinojo is really nice. Koala's not bad either. All right, that's it, guys. I'm done rambling. Like I said, I will have a deep dive into this video, into this leader very soon for OP-07. Just got to be patient with me. Just got to give me some time. I've been talking for way too long. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, if I missed anything, especially in the market watch, please say something in the comment section below. And let me go ahead and give a shout out. Thank you just to everyone. Thank you so much to everybody who supports me with the VV Pirates playmats, buying those. I still have about half of them left if you're interested. And then last but not least, the VV Pirates patron page got a new one on there. Callies, is that how you say it? Calles? I'm not sure how to say that name. Callies, something like that. But thank you guys so much. Everyone who helps me out the way you do, I really appreciate it. And yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. And until next time, peace.